so nice. And I'm gonna be up with the stars. And don't you worry, I will send you a postcard. Every day you'll get a postcard. I'll be sending you postcards. Oh, so many postcards. Thank you, everybody. This is a little happening that happened around my hometown around the holidays. It's a bit of a long story, and I only have an hour left. You want to hear it?
Yeah!
Oh, excellent. It was the night before Christmas, which is Christmas Eve, what they call it. And I was hanging out at the Farmhouse Bar and Grill, which is our local bar. It's a lot like the Crow's Nest. And on the night before Christmas, everybody goes to the Farmhouse Bar and Grill and hangs out and catches up. And we reminisce. And we get really drunk. And I was hanging out there with one of my friends. His name was Ben. Ben was a cool dude.
Fuck yeah, man!
Yeah, give it up for Ben one time. Thanks. It's a cool name, one syllable. I dig it. And Ben started putting on his hat and his coat and his gloves. The problem was it was only 12:30 and we still had 30 minutes to drink. I said, Ben, what's wrong with you? You feeling okay? This wasn't like him at all. And he said, no, I'm just going out to warm up my car. I said, seems logical. Ben was always a smart guy. So he went out and he warmed up his car and he came back in. And it was around that time, Crow's Nest outside, I was going to step outside and get myself some fresh air. Fresh air. Sometimes when it's 11 degrees, you still need fresh air. So I stopped down and got myself some fresh air. And a lot of times when I'm enjoying some fresh air, that's when I come up with my best ideas. And at the time, I thought this was no different. Because there in front of me, as I was getting some fresh air, was a car running with the keys in it and the door unlocked. And I said, this is too easy. I said, I'm going to pull a fast one on Ben. Remember Ben, the one syllable dude? I was going to pull a fast one on him. I got the idea. I'm going to drive Ben's car 3 blocks down the road. I'm going to hang a right. I'm going to park it in the alley. I'm going to run through the alley and come through the bar's back door and pull a fast one on old Ben. So we kept on drinking. And I did it. I did it. I drove that car 3 blocks down, I hung a right, and I parked it in the alley, and I ran through the bar's back door. About 15-20 minutes went by, and Ben again started putting on his hats and his gloves, because now it was last call, and it was time to go. So I gave him a big old hug, gave him a big shout out, just like you guys did a few minutes ago. And I said goodbye to Ben. And as he walked out of the farmhouse front door, I grabbed all my friends and I said, come over here and hang out by the door because this is going to be hilarious. So they did. And people were coming and going and people were coming and going and the bar was filtering out. And Ben left and my friends and I were all by the front door. Well, a few minutes went by and Ben didn't come back into the bar. A few more minutes went by and Ben didn't come back into the bar and all my friends were looking at me like I was crazy, kind of like some of you are looking at me right now. And a few more minutes went by and after a while it was just me and my friends sitting by the front door waiting for Ben to return. And that very moment, I kid you not, the mayor of Delavan, Illinois' wife walked into the Farmhouse Bar and Grill and said, call the cops, somebody stole our car. Apparently Ben wasn't the only person warming up his car that night. Apparently so was the mayor and his wife. And apparently now every cop in Tazewell County was looking for it. And as soon as she walked in and said that, my heart dropped into my stomach and I had a bit of a flashback And I remember as I was driving that car 3 blocks down the road and hanging a right and parking in the alley, I flashed back and remember thinking to myself, man, Ben's doing all right. This is one nice ass ride. We love you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. I don't have a song about that story because of YouTube and shit like that. But Ben, if you're out there somewhere, I love you very much. And this is another song here about a happening in my hometown around the holidays. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you're having a good time. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the bar, preachers were stirring with their mouths ajar. Back by the pool table, there rose such a clatter as people gathered round to see what was the matter. It's the most impressive sight anybody ever saw. That is this side, the old Mackinac. See, Dad and I's putting on one hell of a show, 'cause we won 6,748 games of pool in a row. Well, the onlookers, they just couldn't believe their eyes. They were stepping to the table and dropping like flies. One by one, we's putting them to bed with visions of Jägerbombs all in their heads. And they's handing us drinks and buying us dinner. We's giving them fits and taking no prisoners, just separating all the men from the boys down at the farmhouse bar and grill in Delavan, you guessed it, Illinois. Yeah, me and Dad, well, we do alright. We drink for free when we're out Friday night. The boys and the daddies give all that they have. Nobody shoots pool like me and Dad. Well, the clock struck midnight and there's a howling wind, and these two roughnecks came stumbling in. Yeah, one reeked of gas and the other of booze, and they's covered in grease and leather and tattoos, and they couldn't talk straight. They's both just a mumbling, they couldn't walk straight. They's both just a stumbling, cussing and slurring up in everybody's face. And Dad said, son, I think it's time we put these two drunken roughnecks in their place. So they come up to us and start calling us names. They said, hey, pretty boys, we got next game. I said, it's closing time. Yeah, we're packing up, but that'll be alright. Go ahead and rack them up, 'cause they were slobbering drunk, sweaty and greasy. And I looked at Dad and said, this is gonna be easy. So I give them a whack, but nothing did fall. It was a Dolly Parton break, all bust and no balls. And those roughnecks, they stumbled down all over that table. They stood up straight like they's perfectly able, gave us a wink and they flexed their muscles. And Dad said, son, I think we're being hustled. Grabbed the cues like a shotgun, leaned down and cocked it, took aim and fired into the corner pocket. And they's running the table. Yeah, we's getting spanked. They're pulling off 6 and 7 rail banks, and there's nothing we could do. No use in trying. Dad and I knew it's all over but the crying. We suffered defeat after winning so long. That's right, Crow's Nest, Dad and I finally got beat by my sister and my mom. And me and the family, we do alright. Get drunk for free at the Crow's Nest Friday night. The kids and the families give all that they have, but nobody shoots pool like me, sis, mom and dad. True story.